Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second holistic instructional by Holistics in Practice. Our task today is dealing with negativity. What, in essence, our message is all about can be summed up simply in the words, why worry? Everything's cool. Years ago, when I was 13 years old, right before my doctor was about to take my blood pressure, I told him that it might be high due to my worrying over final exams in school. And he responded with two words, why worry? At first I realized all at once that logically there is no good reason to ever worry about anything, and that in and of itself worry serves no function or useful purpose, and therefore we should never worry. And yet, we do. So how can we successfully deal with life's worries and all its negative various stresses? The key is within the understanding that everything happens as it should and only can, and yes, you guessed it, through the cause and effect that many may take for granted. Cause and effect is the universe's perfect system in which there can be no mistakes, faults, errors, or blame. It is pure perfection. Of course, even though our inner consciousness knows that this is correct, without holistic backup, it took me many years to better understand what the powerful two-word wisdom was really all about. Needless to say, I eventually found a strong explanation for why not to worry, thus our effort here today. If you think about it, it becomes very apparent that cause and effect is behind the perfection of the universe. And I might add, the universe is perfect even when it does not appear that way through our limited lens. This means that whatever happens to us or what we ourselves perpetuate is always correct in the big picture based on the need for each precise incremental moment as it occurs. Cause and effect is also the basis of intelligent design, meaning that there is a purpose for all things. So why do we worry, have fears, doubt, anger, rage, or be hateful, disappointed, envious, or have any negativity at all about our situation or status? It's because we either don't realize this law of the universe or have forgotten what our inner self has known all along. Our impulses tell us to react negatively towards disappointments, even when logically we know that everything is as it should be. These are often conditioned responses which are very difficult to break. Actually, it is best for things to remain as they are, even if adverse, if for no other reason that they are actually meant to be that way by the universe. When things go in a direction that is difficult for us, it causes us to change course out of necessity, also perhaps meaning that our course was altered to avoid an even far worse situation. Thus, all things considered, we can conclude that the pain we suffer causing us to change course is correct, and hence it should happen as it does for the greater big picture good. The existence of cause and effect also becomes our assurance that nothing in the world is random. This understanding is huge in its significance and bearing on our ability to cope. Why or how is this so? If things are not random, that means that they are purposeful. And with a purpose, we are then better able to know that everything is as it should be. Things may on the surface seem random to us, but in the greater scheme of things, everything occurs due to a cause or series of them that occurred prior to an event that may not always be to our liking. In other words, what may seem like a random accidental event, is never going to be so in the big picture due to the built-in perfection of the universe, and again, known as cause and effect. And finally, bearing all this in mind, because we are conditioned to feel and respond as we do, we have to learn to apply patience to allow the repetition of correct consciousness to have its effect and take hold, thus becoming an actual part of us. Once a correct mindset is developed, when adversity does invariably strike, instead of responding reactively as we otherwise would have, armed with our new defense, we can now gradually train ourselves to pause, take a deep breath, and realize that there is no real problem at all, but instead it is only us that is the problem. And we know there is definitely something we can now do about it over time. So in the final analysis, the purposeful mode of the universe through which all things operate gives us the needed fortitude to know that all is well, and that's regardless of the illusion that it may not be. Yes, old habits are difficult to break, and Rome wasn't built in a day. But at least we now have a powerful tool of wisdom in our arsenal to combat our negative side. We just have to have the desire to use it. And yes, if it's used every time we encounter our negative internal triggers, we will, in time, win all our internal personal battles and alter our path for the future. Hopefully we've learned something here today, and yes, we will revisit it from time to time. Please remember to look out for more tips on looking good, feeling good, being healthy, living longer, and being more at ease. See you real soon.